Hi there, welcome to Peg Space Bytes. Today's Space Bite is about Apollo 10. Enjoy. The United States was ready to launch Apollo 10. Apollo 10 will be the fourth manned Apollo flight and the third to go to the moon. The astronauts were chosen for Apollo 10. Thomas P. Stafford was the commander. John W. Young was the command module pilot, and Eugene A. Cernan was a lunar module pilot. Thomas P. Stafford was born on September 17, 1930, in Weatherford, Oklahoma. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy with a Bachelor of Science degree. He also attended the U.S. Air Force Experimental Test Pilot School. He served our country in the U.S. Air Force. In September 1962, Thomas Stafford was selected by NASA to be an astronaut. He was a pilot for Gemini 6A and the commander for Gemini 9A, Apollo 10, and the Apollo-Soyuz test project. Lieutenant General Thomas P. Stafford is still alive today. John Watts Young was born on September 24, 1930 in San Francisco, California. He graduated from Georgia Tech with a Bachelor of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering and attended the U.S. Navy Test Pilot School. He served our country in the U.S. Navy and fought in the Korean War. John Young became an astronaut in September 1962. He was the first astronaut to fly on 6 different missions for 3 different programs: Gemini, Apollo, and Space Shuttle. John Young was a pilot aboard Gemini 3. He was a command pilot on Gemini 10. Then he was a command module pilot on Apollo 10 and the commander on Apollo 16. John Young's final 2 flights were aboard Space Shuttle Columbia. He was the commander on STS-1 and STS-9. When he was 87 years old, Captain John Young died from pneumonia in Houston, Texas on January 5th, 2018. Eugene Cernan, better known as Gene Cernan, was born on March 14, 1934 in Chicago, Illinois. He graduated from Purdue University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering. He also graduated from the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School with a Master of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering. He served in the U.S. Navy. NASA selected Gene Cernan to be an astronaut in October 1963. He was a pilot aboard Gemini 9A, the lunar module pilot for Apollo 10, and the commander for Apollo 17. Captain Eugene A. Cernan died on January 16, 2017 in Houston, Texas. He was 82 years old. Apollo 10 was the 3rd mission to use Saturn V. This 3-stage rocket was 363 feet tall. Its diameter at the 1st and 2nd stage was 33 feet and 21.7 feet at the 3rd stage. Its weight unfueled was 400,000 pounds. It had 5 Rocketdyne F1 engines attached to the bottom of the 1st stage, 5 Rocketdyne J2 engines attached to the bottom of the 2nd stage, and 1 Rocketdyne J2 engine attached to the bottom of the 3rd stage. The command service module, called Charlie Brown, for the Apollo 10 mission was designed to accommodate 3 astronauts. It was cone-shaped. Its height was 10 feet, 7 inches, and the base had a diameter of 12.8 feet. It was a command, control, and communications center. There was a heat shield attached to the base that was used during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. The lunar module, named Snoopy, for the Apollo 10 mission, was designed for 2 astronauts to land on the moon. It was a base for exploration, communication, and supplies, while the astronauts spent time on the lunar surface. The lunar module had 2 parts. The descent stage was used to assist in landing and became the stationary launch platform when the ascent stage blasted off the moon's surface. The ascent stage had a cylindrical shape with a diameter of 7 feet 8 inches. It served as the crew compartment during descent and ascent. The ascent stage was used to rendezvous and dock with the command service module once the astronauts finished exploring the lunar surface. With Stafford, Young, and Cernan trained and ready for the mission, Apollo 10 was launched on May 18, 1969 at 12:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by a Saturn V rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida, the Launch Complex 39B. Apollo 10 orbited the moon during its 8-day mission. Apollo 10's primary mission was to test all of the components of the command and service module and the lunar module that would be used by the Apollo 11 crew to land safely on the lunar surface. The lunar module had 2 astronauts on board that separated from the command service module and descended within 15,240 meters from the surface of the moon. They duplicated Apollo 11's upcoming mission with the exception of landing on the moon. The crew aboard the lunar module was able to make close observations and take photos of Apollo 11's landing site, test the lunar module's landing radar, and study the moon's lighting conditions. Apollo 10 had the second 2-manned crew test of the lunar module and was the second manned flight of the command and service module and the lunar module together. Apollo 10 splashed down on May 26, 1969 at 12:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Pacific Ocean. Stafford, Young, and Cernan were picked up by the USS Princeton CVS-37. The total mission time of Apollo 10 was 8 days, 3 minutes. I hope you enjoyed today's Space Bite. Remember, endeavor to discover new horizons and challenge yourself to reach for the stars. See you next time. Bye-bye.